Auspicious encounter. Sorbonne is about to present you with a proposition you would be a fool to refuse. You would know more of my venture? Excellent. I should be glad to tell you all I know. Though perhaps it would be easier to let our anonymous client speak for his or herself. Here, their missive. For the Ruby Sea and all who call her home, we seek the aid of the warrior who laid low the Lord of the Revel. First we bid her make haste to Hell's Lid to quell the Oni that dwell in its deepest depths. Should she succeed in this task, we shall speak of the true endeavor and consummate reward. Strange proposal, aye, though it must be noted that they knew both of your deeds and of our part in them. The Red have no love of trickery, so I doubted a trap of theirs. Should this client have honest intentions, and for the sake of these waters, it may behoove us to engage them further. As for their test, enclosed with the missive was a magic dagger, along with instructions as to how it may be used to open a hidden passage into the depths of Hell's Lid. I should mention that this dagger is old and exceedingly valuable. That our client was willing to entrust it to us without a guarantee of our cooperation bespeaks considerable wealth and, more importantly, considerable reward. If you are willing to undertake their trial, I shall journey to Hell's Lid and prepare to open the path. But given the financial incentive, I think it for the best if I went and fetched Mistress Tataru. Wait for us there, then. Hell's Lid's a big mountain at the bottom, huh? That I've been saying for weeks that there probably should be something there. Also a pretty cool name. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like they would do something with that. But there are other areas of the game where, like, oh, it looks like they might have something here, and it's never used for anything. Hell's Lid. I don't know, we've been able to stay on for a while now without being disconnected, but we DC'd so much earlier today. Why we didn't do the patch content. I'm concerned about doing a duty. If it's a dungeon, if it's a trial, then I'm less concerned. May have to come back to it tomorrow because it's getting late. Hope you haven't been waiting long, Zilly. My apologies for the delay. I thought it best to explain everything to Mistress Tataru on the way. Honestly, all he had to say was that he'd found a way to make up for Alphanon's obscene expenditures. No matter how reckless or dangerous the scheme, if it balances the ledger, I'm all for it. So there's a bunch of monsters living beneath us? What kind of place is this? Well, according to ancient legend, Hell's Lid is where the hero Tenzin defeated a host of Oni. Oni were foul, evil beings that tormented the peoples of the Ruby Sea, and this island was home to many, until Tenzin, together with the four lords, drove the Oni into the sea. For his heroic deeds, Tenzin was showered with riches. He then journeyed deep into the mountains, far from the realms of men, and lived in solitude with his companions, happily ever after. And now Zilly's being asked to drive the Oni away again? You misunderstand. What I told you was a fairy tale. To the best of my knowledge, no one has ever seen an Oni. If anything, many assume the tale refers to ancestors of the Kojin. So what you're saying is that you've got no idea what's waiting for us down below. In that case, I'll leave this to the experts. If you need me, I'll be hiding behind that rock over there. By experts, I presume she means you and your adventuring companions? Yes, the ones that followed me from the east. That happen to just be in the area. I do hope you were not counting on me to join you in the fight. Hell's Lid, now accessible. The duty finder is updated with a new regular duty, so it's a dungeon then, huh? Yeah, it's a dungeon. Comes before these? Always strange when they let you do some of them before and some of them after. Hell's Lid, having found themselves in somewhat dire financial straits, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn are on the lookout for profitable ventures. Fortuitously, one appears to have presented itself, an anonymous missive from an individual seeking the aid of a warrior who laid low the Lord of the Revel. But before they will divulge the details, they would put your abilities to the proof. To wit, you are to venture into the hidden depths of Hell's Lid, a volcanic island once home to a host of Oni, at least according to ancient legend. Okay, this is our first time. We're going in blind. Hell's Lid. Let's do this. Say hi to people. Like just out of reach. Let's go into the volcano. We're supposed to kill a certain one, or just kill them all? That's pretty cool. I mean, Hellish Lion is a pretty on-the-nose name, though. Walls. Okay. He's kind of goofy looking. Oh, I figure 100 ton. Could just be like a pop-up. Yeah, so it's supposed to be filled with Oni, right? It's been a couple of days since we read the description. targeted with something. Is he supposed to be following me? I'm supposed to go behind the wall? I don't know, I haven't played this. Ooh, you being a good looking loot in here. Farlander. A lot of Farlanders. Is that a white Whitred? I'm gonna play these far less than I played any of the other ones, I think. Only because none of the relics are tied to it. I'm probably just gonna sell all of this, honestly. I don't need any I don't need any company seals. I don't need the poetics. I don't need that. Just probably gonna sell it for gil. I mean, it's not gonna be installed dungeon gear. It's gonna be market prohibited, probably. Killed them, I suppose. I was about to say, he's going down pretty quick and there are no mechanics, so in a second. All of a sudden, like mechanics. Oh, he speaks. Going the wrong way. Cool. There's like a whole shrine in here. realized Pagos was going to take forever. I abandoned my initial plan of doing it like I did with Animos. Doing like getting all the weapons up for one area before moving on to the next. And decided, hey, it would go a lot quicker if I just went and got all really good gear and came back. It's actually less of an issue in Pyros because of Logos actions. It's like a Yoda turtle. Doesn't look like a Kojin. I mean, there's still quite a lot we can do. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. At some point, somebody's going blind, right? Okay, it's a puzzle. Let's see now. I assume they'll add more of the stuff to them afterwards. I'm just doing one right now. How was that? Supposed to be a Ginzu? I would take these boss screws. Well, that was fun. Like a new dungeon. Oh, look how tiny. I think I have that little, minion. Alright, cutscene time. Perhaps we should turn him right side up. Is this where all the minions hang out? I have quite a lot of those. Like Mama Shiva, Professor Panda. Oh ho ho, a marvelous performance, truly marvelous, but then you did best the Lord of the Revel. By the Kami, a talking turtle. I don't even know where to begin with that one. I trust you will forgive me for my deception. 'Tis something of a Far Eastern tradition, the testing of strength and so forth. A bit rote, perhaps, but anyway, welcome to Horizon Temple. I am Ginbu, guardian of this sacred place, and leader of our little collective. Ginbu, the self-same Ginbu of the Tale of Tenzin, one of the four lords. Under normal circumstances, I would assume you named for the legendary being, but clearly this is anything but normal. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would meet a talking turtle. I just keep looking at him. Oh, but every one of us here can speak your tongue. Is it truly so surprising? After all, we each have lived more than 1,000 years. I knew turtles were long-lived, but I had no idea that was even possible. This wondrous land of ours, it is said that a beast which lives 1,000 years attains a measure of divinity. This temple is a place where such auspices may gather. But take not my word for it. Speak with my comrades and learn their tales. We will talk of the endeavor after. Yeah, I have most of these. You may as well do what he says. Besides, who knows what valuable secrets some 1,000-year-old animals may know. Okay, so there's a certain number of them we'll have to talk to. Start with Sinri. Judging from the way you and that woman are gawping, I'm guessing you're not from around here? Don't know how it is in your homeland, but here, if an animal manages to survive 100 years, it begins to get ideas, delusions of grandeur, some small power, sure, but nothing much to speak of. Survive 10 times that, and you become a full-fledged auspice, though. Speech, magics, it's quite the change, believe me. Quite the change, believe me, which is why we call it the change. What? I never said it was something clever. Anyway, point is, don't let our appearances fool you. I could kill you 5 times before you hit the ground, but I won't on account of me being civil for now. Isn't that sweet? Horizon Temple. A friend of mine, Tamamo Gozen, once called this place home. Possessed of 9 tails, her power far eclipsed my own. One day she left to live amongst man. What became of her, I wonder? Felt like my mount. Hey, that hurt. You didn't have to give it everything you had in that fight, you know? I only just went through the change, so it's not like I was going to slow you down that much. Well, I suppose you didn't know it was all for show, and I was probably really intimidating. Oh, right, you were asking about the collective, weren't you? Let's see, Gimbu's the oldest of us, oldest in the Far East, too, I think. One of the 4 lords, so as you can imagine, he's much more powerful than regular old auspices like me. Ah, but you probably knew all that already. Okay. Now that you have a greater understanding of who we are, I shall tell you of a rather thorny predicament we now face. The divinity of we auspices manifest in myriad ways. For example, I possess clairvoyance. With my preternatural power, have I seen a vision of the ruby sea, of Yangsha, of Hingashi, subsumed by roaring flames. This is no distant future, I fear, and if we are to avert it, we must needs enlist the assistance of an exemplary warrior, one such as she who faced the Lord of Revel and lived. What should we do? What should we do? Fear not, little one, for I have a plan, but to understand it, you must first understand the duality which lies at the heart of we auspices. The Aramatama, the primal rage, and the Nigamatama, the boundless calm. These elemental forces comprise the soul of an auspice, and it is only when they are in balance that we are truly ourselves. Alas, over great spans of time, or when caught in the midst of tumultuous events, this balance may be disrupted and the soul may be divided. An auspice overcome by the Aramatama is a wild, feral thing, all the more dangerous for their divinity. Calamity and catastrophe invariably follow. Tremors and floods which destroy men's works. Auspices can bring about these natural disasters? How frightening. Perhaps, but you must remember that there are auspices who delight in aiding the people of these lands, auspices who may have even wreaked havoc in the past. Recall you the tale of Tenzin and the Four Lords? The one Sorban told us before about a samurai and the auspices who drove the Oni from this island into the sea? Just so, yet I fear his accounting of events is not quite accurate, for it was not only we in Tenzin cast out from this place, but an auspice. An auspice with the power to move heaven and earth, Koryu. Wholly consumed by the Aramatama, he stoked the flames in this island's heart until it very nearly erupted in a fiery maelstrom. Tenzin led us in battle against our mad brother, and together we sealed him in this temple. But as the truth of the tale fades from memory, so too do our wards weaken, I fear. Should Koryu break free, he may well finish what he began and ensure my vision of flames comes to pass. So, long story short, you want Zilly to give this Koryu what for when he wakes up? I should think not. Her accomplishments notwithstanding, it would be foolish for any mortal to face Koryu without proper assistance, to wit, that of the Four Lords. Regrettably, I am not the young auspice I once was, and to make matters worse, my three compeers have nearly succumbed to the Aramatama. Kami forfend, 3 of the 4 lords have gone mad, the Ruby Sea is doomed. Nearly succumbed, nearly. Alas, in marshalling their strength to retain control, they are unable to commit their powers to the preservation of the wards holding Koryu in his prison. And now that you have full and complete understanding of the situation, we may at last discuss your part in all this, warrior. I would have you and your comrades face mine in battle and quell their raging Aramatama. What say you? Very well, if that is the only way, so I don't get to kill them, well, it's still something. Ho ho ho. You are an intriguing one, aren't you? We are grateful for your assistance. Let us brook no further delay and introduce you to another of the 4 lords. I informed Byakuyo of your arrival when you first entered our domain. He should be returning any moment now. Come, come. That sounds like a trial. Pretty sure I have the sword. I think my sword by Byakuyo. Not this one, the other one. Yeah, Byakuyo's Inspirited Katana. Okay. Oh, it's a tiger. So that's weird to put a trial behind a dungeon. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Old friend, the day of reckoning draws nigh. The wards will fail and Koryu will break free. Before he does, you must quell the raging Aramatama in your soul. This warrior will help. Doubt not her strength, for she has danced with Susanoo himself. A bold, audacious claim, yet if Gimbu believes it true, the more I look at you, the more I see, the more of him I see, a similar presence, perchance, a light. Very well, I will bow to my brother's judgment. Wonderful, then without further ado, I shall bid my comrade relax and surrender to the Aramatama. Well, what, here, now? Won't he go on a murderous rampage? Why, yes, that's rather the point. He will be reduced to the feral beast. And then it will be Zilly, was it? Zilly's turn to do battle with my brother and help him quell the fury within. But if all it takes to quell the Aramatama is battle, then why did you not do the same for Koryu? Why seal him away? Because it was too late. As I said, Koryu was wholly consumed by the Aramatama. Naught remained of the knight Nigamatama. All that he was forever lost to us. The effort I expend to hold back the fury, I will instead use to safeguard the calm. It is then you must act, but know that if you fail, it will only hasten my fall. My soul is in your keeping, do you understand? And let us quit this place. Gimbu may not mind the chaos, but if I'm to wager my everything, I prefer to do so in the land of my birth. To look on those familiar wilds with eyes that may soon belong to another. The birds are going crazy outside. When you return to the island, look for Fury. He will guide you back here. Given the circumstances, perhaps it is best we stay here. Would that be acceptable? Oh ho, Sorbonne, was it? Be at ease. I have a task for you and your excitable urchin. Follow me. Did that tiny talking turtle just insult me? Okay. We gotta go to Yangsha. I think we can just fly straight up from here, right? Too many side quests. Probably do a lot of the side quests. I don't know. I gotta be in a certain kind of mood for that. We are here. My earliest memories are not pleasant. From birth I was shunned by man and beast alike, for my snow-white fur marked me a harbinger of doom. Cast out and hunted, I struggled to survive. But I endured, I grew older and wiser, and one day I resolved to protect this place and those that call it home, and for in spite of everything, it was mine as well. In time they came to see me as a guardian instead of a demon, and yet, for all I have done to rise above the beast within, I may fall to madness and become the sum of their fears. Aw, bad. Have faith, you will not fall. I've bested Kami, you know, you're in good hands. Have faith, little guy. Such confidence from one so young, but as age in of itself does not confer wisdom, nor does youth go hand in hand with hubris. I warn you, for centuries has my Haramatama grown and festered. Hold nothing back, for I will not. Warrior, the time has come for you and yours to make ready. May the Kami grant you strength to save my soul. I mean, I guess we'll do it. The Jade Stoa. Duty Finder has been updated with a new regular duty. Is it trial? Okay, yeah. The Jade Stoa. At the heart of every auspice is a duality. The Aramatama and the Primal Rage, and the Nigimatama, the Boundless Calm. The Akko of the Four Lords is on the verge of being consumed by his Aramatama, and should this come to pass, he will forever be no more than a feral beast. And so it falls to you and yours to face the legendary auspice in battle, to quell the madness within and save his...
It begins. Receive of me my fury, children of man, and quell it!
Alright. Pooping red fire. Oh, he turned in like a person? That's pretty cool. Of course, the evil would look like a person.
There is no turning back!
You're doing this blind, remember, so... I just gotta kind of pay attention to what everybody else is doing.
Steel yourself!
quite sound as intimidating as you'd probably like it to think it should. I'm assuming I'm not supposed to touch those. The way they keep coming out, though, kind of hard to avoid.
Twofold is my wrath, twice cast my foes!
Away from that. Cast bar. Oh, he's almost dead. Okay, we're not killing.
All creation trembles before my might. Behold, fury given fall.
I like what Zervin does. I like when they do stuff in the middle. I hate it when I'm trying to run them and just like collect things, but like it was a pain when we were doing like the anima grind, like, where like you almost have Zervin there.
My wrath is a ceaseless torrent.
I can't do anything. Oh, we were supposed to like void stuff. Okay. Like, seems simple enough. Do they do this during the extreme ones? No, too close. Like a light minigame.
No more games!
I think it's cool when you do it like once or twice, but like, if I had to farm this, I'd like really hate it. It just stops in the middle and makes you do that.
To ashes with you!
Raid wide.
Impressive! Very well, I shall bring all to bear! Lightning Seer! Tempest Surge!
Like, I'm paralyzed. Oh, run your AoE over mine, fool. If I was playing a caster, I probably would have got
Lightning Seer! Steel yourself!
I need some help. There we go. Might have healed me just a bit.
You're mine!
Like, my first time playing it.
Tempest Surge!
I'm glad I'm not Monk. Constantly having to come out here and not be able to hit him would be annoying. Seemed like a little early.
You are stronger than I dared hope.
Okay, so he's just repeating some of the stuff he did earlier. Alright, well that was fun. I was wondering why we hadn't gotten a trial. I'm glad we finally got one. I really didn't think it would be locked behind a dungeon though. Maybe we should go unlock the extremes so I can start doing those. Everyone's gone. Now, do I not have pet? There we go. Pet him real quick. Alright. I got a card. You are indeed the warrior they say, not unlike him in many respects. It was in another era that we first met, him and I, long, long before the kingdom of Doma. I told you before of my past, of how I was shunned by man and beast alike for the snow-white fur that marked me as a harbinger of doom. Bereft of family and friendship of home, I wandered the mountains in search of a place to call my own. There I would accept my fate and await the inevitable. But death did not come, for I was unlike my brothers in more respects than my fur. With every century I grew stronger and stranger, monstrous. In turn, what few creatures dared traverse my domain withdrew further and further. Never had I been so alone. And then one day I awoke to find a man standing before me. Bewildered, I rose and bared my fangs as I roared in rage. Begone, or I shall rend you asunder and feast on your flesh. What fool has the temerity to approach me thus? The man did not flee. Rather, he stood his ground and said, This fool is named Tenzin, and ever since he was a child, he spoke the language of beast. Then you know full well what you stand to lose. Return to your people or die. But Tenzin threw back his head and laughed. They would kill me if I dared. For fear of my talents I was banished. A harbinger of doom they called me. In that instant all my anger drained away. Tenzin's words had struck at the heart of me. Here was a fellow outcast, cursed by his kin for his very nature. That night as I listened to his snoring, I realized I had found in this man a kindred spirit. Soon after we embarked on a journey together. In the days that followed, we met other solitary souls and aided them as we had aided each other. But those are tales for another time. I doubt very much you are willing to stand here in silence while I recount my every adventure with Tenzin. Come, let us return to the temple. Ginbu is doubtless eager to learn the outcome of our battle. There's not like a quick way out of here, is there? That's the Ruby Sea. I guess the quickest way would just be to go to Kugane. For where it's at. We're the one that looks like Byakko. No need to explain. Gamboose told me all about you and the thrashing you gave him and the others. Need me to escort you back to the temple? Yes. Well done, Zilly, well done. You have done my friend a great kindness, one we shall not soon forget. What are they doing? What exactly did you ask Sorbonne to do? I'm not sure what's going on and I'm afraid to ask. Like he's dancing. Oh, you needn't be so concerned. You know well the power of the Kojin's incantations. Yes, I have but asked Sorbonne to undergo a little training that he might assist us with maintenance of the wards. He has demonstrated a remarkable aptitude thus far, in fact. How much longer must I continue? Concentrate, less chatting and more chanting. With youthful energy, it has been far too long since we had the pleasure of such company. Not since Tenzin, I imagine. I've been meaning to ask, what sort of man was Tenzin? We only just learned the stories, and you've already said they were half wrong. Curious, are you? Very good, very good. Far too many people have no interest in the past. What to say, what to say? Well, for one, Tenzin was blessed with the self-same power Zilly possesses. The Echo, I believe it is sometimes called. Alas, as you probably know from personal experience, such individuals are often regarded with suspicion, if not outright fear. Nevertheless, Tenzin was a generous soul who was ever eager to aid his fellow man. Indeed, he died as he lived, fighting for the sake of those he loved. You see, when he faced Koryu, we four lords were still quite young and weak, not even auspices, in truth, and we could but look on helplessly as the two dragged one another to the brink of death. Are we gonna have to fight the four cardinal directions? Is that it? So I guess there's two more, maybe three, because they said there's two more and then the other guy. With the last of his strength, Tenzin imprisoned the mortally wounded Koryu. He then bequeathed to us a sacred treasure, a crystal which shone with an otherworldly light. Oft have I wondered if this crystal was the source of the powers we would grow to possess. Would we have become the four lords without it? In my heart, I think not. We built this temple to strengthen the wards and safeguard the Ruby Sea in Tenzin's stead. His legacy would be ours, and so it has been to this day. And so it would continue to be, but only if we can rely upon you to quell the Aramatama of our comrades. That can wait, though. Yakuo needs his rest, and so do you, Zilly. In that case, it'd probably be for the best if I went back to Gugane. There's no telling what mischief that man will get up to in my absence. Oh, Hancock. I too should take my leave. Doubtless I am needed in Tamamizu. Ho ho ho, you're not going anywhere. Your training is far from finished, my friend. But I can't possibly refuse the request of the four lords, can I? I hate to impose upon you, but perhaps you can go to Tamamizu in my stead. It may be some time before I'm permitted to return home. Okay. I guess we won't be fighting the other ones. Well, not yet, I guess. But it's the four cardinal directions, right? And then, like, I guess the one in the middle. So, I mean, I guess 3 more trials? I mean, we haven't had that many trials. And I don't know if the Great Hunt counts, because that's a crossover, right? So, say 4. I would think there'd be at least 2 more. I can't say for certain. Just by the number of wolves. How many wolves do we have? Yeah. That's 7. There would have to be at least 2 more, but More than likely 3, and that would make sense. No. No, I mean, because, like, one of the horses was done on... You get Nightmare. Alright, well, there's probably a couple more. So Sorbonne will be staying with Gimbu for a time. How wonderful to hear. I have no doubt he will make the most of his blessed opportunity. Oh, I have another missive for you. 'Twas delivered personally by an unusual cat, an auspice, I presume. You are welcome to come and go from the temple as you like. Fury will remain at his post above ground. You need only seek him out. I should be glad if you take him up on his invitation and look in on Sorbonne every now and then. After all, he is in essence our representative there. An auspicious encounter.